everyone, John Henry here, slingshotfutures.com, and welcome to the Daily Market Mindset, where we take a look at the psychology behind the moves today so we can better understand tomorrow. And today we're going to be taking a look at the FDAX. Now, the FDAX being on the Eurex exchange, coming in a little bit later for us because obviously we don't trade at 3 in the morning. I'm sure some of us do, but for the most part we trade the US session. And so that means that we start at 8 o'clock, and there are a lot of good moves before that, given that it is a Eurex market after all. But we're going to take a look at the setups after 8 o'clock so we can move on forward. Now, we always want to get a general idea in terms of what's going on, right? So if we zoom really, really far out, we can get a general trend to the upside, and we can see that the buyers have been owning the market for quite a while, right? So in the long term, if you were in early enough, there were plenty of buying opportunities on the way up to go with that strong trend. Now, by the time we came in at the US session, we ran into a little bit of a kind of a kink, right? That strong bullish momentum is looking to continue, and very likely this is nothing more than just a pullback to get more buyers involved down at a cheaper price to end the day towards the highs. But while this is occurring, we have a strong breakdown. They failed to get back to the highs, they missed it here, they missed it again here, and they break down. And this is a really common sign that you see when the buyers are giving up. Doesn't mean that they're giving up for the rest of the day, but a good chance that they're giving up for a larger correction. Buyers have been trying to buy in all the way up, assuming that this move up is strong enough to get another leg, and it just kept failing, right? Failed to make a new high, and then turned down and had a huge bear candle drop lower. Now, that bear candle drop is really kind of the telltale sign that the buyers are giving up in the short term, and that allows for sellers to try to jump in and allow the market to drive down for at least a one-to-one move lower, with the understanding that the overall trend is still up, and likely a lot of buyers are going to be coming in if they're given a chance to buy low, trap lows, prior swing highs on a retest, etc. They're looking to buy at a better price. So keeping that in mind, the overall trend is still up. These are short-term selling opportunities in a stronger uptrend. Now, the buyers giving up, allowing the sellers to come in, was the first leg of that move down. We then pushed down, went into a little bit of a flag here, broke down again, but that breakdown retested the lows all in one candle. And because that happened so quickly, very likely a lot of traders are still looking for the short side, but they're looking for a better price. And that better price is likely going to be at a trap high, knowing that there are buyers that are trying to come in and still keep it going, but the sellers still own the short term. So we're going to trap in short-term weak buyers and look to sell it back down to the lows for a quick drop back to the bottom. Now, they didn't quite make it down to the bottom, but the scalp targets, we never really put them on the lows. That's just asking for trouble. So scalpers were able to make a profit. Outside of that, though, everybody else kind of had a little bit of a difficult time, and that's the kind of movement that you expect when the overall upward trend is bullish, and that's why we point that out. You need to know what the bigger picture is telling you, and that tells you how to play both sides. We have a little bit of we have a strong upward bias, so we have to play it a little bit more aggressively on the downside. If you start seeing signs of failure, it's time to get out, right? We get a little bit more of a correction up. We have a nice bull channel working its way higher. We have the early aggressive entry right here on that strong trap high, another trap high to drive the market back down, and a beautiful bear candle to signal it in. But if you were a little conservative and wanted to wait, you did have a breakout and a retest to jump in there as well. Overall, though, the psychology still states that we have a bullish sentiment, right? This is nothing more than just a potential pullback on a bigger time frame. But even though we are on pullback mode and we have a bullish sentiment, we still need to know, because we're short-term traders, who owns the short term along with who owns the long term. So the buyers own the long term, the sellers own the short term, and that allows us to take some short-term scalps to the downside while the market is correcting and while we're waiting for that corrective phase to be over so we can then jump right back into the upside and pile drive it higher. But until that happens, until we get a reason to buy, well, we're looking to sell. So nice couple opportunities here for the US session. If you were in earlier in the Eurex session, plenty of buying opportunities on the way up. Beautiful trap low on the gap fill. Another couple nice bounces right here, just all the way up. They made it really easy in the European session. Kind of wish I woke up at 3 this morning, but overall, really great write-up in just the overall market psychology along with the technicals, right? Not losing sight of the bigger picture and combining it with the smaller picture to tell you how to manage the trade. So that's going to do it for this one. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you found it useful, maybe a little bit interesting and entertaining, and we'll see you next time.